Good morning, everybody. I am so grateful that you have carved time out of your Sunday morning to join me for a little conversation and devotion. You have found your way to St. John United Church of Christ in Indianapolis for our Sunday morning Sunday school devotion. I'm Pastor Jana Myers, and the fact that you are tuning in is so wonderful. I am so grateful that you are with us, that we are able to be together in this space and to contemplate the power of God in a quiet and calm way before the hustle and bustle of our morning gets started. This morning, we'll be reading Sleepless Nights, written by our own Vince Amlin from the Indiana-Kentucky Annual Conference. And you can find his work in our church email, which comes out every Thursday under the link for Sunday School. You can also find it on the church family page and our Big Church Facebook page, as well as where it is published originally on the UCC website, ucc.org, daily devotionals. Vince wrote this, and they published it on October 15th, 2021. So if you've got to look a ways back, but you will find it under Vince, published as Sleepless Nights. Our focus verse this morning to guide our reflection is Psalm 121, verses 1 through 4. I lift up my eyes to the hills. From where will my help come? My help comes from the Lord, who made heaven and earth. God will not let your foot be moved. The one who keeps you will not slumber. The one who keeps Israel will neither slumber nor sleep. I remember a night in the summer before I left for college. I was out late with friends and returned home to find my mom waiting up. She had always been the first to bed in our family, but that night she couldn't sleep while I was outside the house. It was an all too powerful reminder of all the nights I would soon be spending far away. Unsurprisingly, my first year as a parent was full of sleepless nights. Even months after my daughter began sleeping through the night, I woke in the silence and was was full of sleepless nights. Even months after my daughter began sleeping through the night, I woke in the silence and was compelled to go check on her. Friends whose children are grown say things never go back to the way they were before. I think of God hovering like a father over the cradle of creation. What joy, what pain. I see God waking like a mother whose children have long since slept under distant roofs. What love, what faithfulness, a parent with power. Late at night, wrestling with the angel of anxiety, I remind myself, the one who keeps her will not slumber. The one who keeps her will neither slumber nor sleep. When I can believe it, I close my eyes. I wonder if you can remember back to a parent who hovered over you, or maybe a better way to put that is a person who hovered over you. Maybe your parents weren't hovering people. Maybe you weren't connected with your parents. Maybe grandparents, aunts and uncles, friends, relations raised you. Maybe you grew up supported by a foster care system or adopted parents. Maybe those who hovered over you weren't your parents, but were people who were like parents. So whoever it was, I want you to think back to that experience that you noticed somebody hovering over you. How did it make you feel? Did you feel secure? Did you feel nervous? Were you overwhelmed, wondering, what are you doing hovering over me? Have you hovered over someone? Have you wondered what's happening down there, how you can help? I wonder if you can think of the difference of being hovered over and hovering over. Sometimes when we are hovered over, we sort of miss the amount of love and care that the one who does the hovering has for us. But it can be made plain when you think of the time that you have hovered, anxious to help a child learn a new craft, worried about a baby getting sleep, helping a parent or friend who no longer has mobility as they try to move or drink a cup of warm coffee. You, I know, have hovered at some point. What made you do it? Were you anxious, worried, nervous, hopeful, helpful? All those feelings. We believe and trust because we know we have experienced them from our God, who hovers over us, anxious, hopeful, nervous, careful, joyful, and loving. The amount of hope and love that comes from our God can be felt when we hover over another, not because we want to make sure that they're doing it right, although we might, but often because we're hovering over them to make sure they do it right because we love them and we don't want them to fail. It's the same that I believe that God holds for us, a sense of wanting the best for us, hovering over us, caring for us, yearning to do it for us. And we, like the small ones being hovered over, wonder, what are you doing? Why are you hovering? Let me do it on my own. Defiant, independent, unrepentant of our selfish, empowered natures. We are both child and parent, hoverer and hoveree in the same moment. We have a strong desire to be independent, do it ourselves, solve our own puzzles, climb our own mountains, fight our own battles. And we have an instinctual drive to protect, to love, and to care. And I wonder where you think we got that. We are made in the image of our God. We are made as people created by our Creator, to be independent and powerful, to go and create and make and do, and at the same time, to worry and fret, to love and protect, to yearn and to call. So go easy on those around you. They may feel that they have been having too much hovering. They may be feeling like they don't have enough. There may be a sense of hovering that they have been wanting to do and are unable. They may be grieving the ability to hover over one's bed. So be gentle and kind with one another, because you are created in the image of your God, powerful and wonderful and independent and strong and fragile and careful and beautiful, loving, yearning, anxious, fretting, maybe sometimes a little jealous. These are the aspects that make us who we are. And it's important that we be mindful that they come from God, and that when we use them appropriately, we can transform the lives of those around us. Imagine that time that you stood over someone else's bed. I remember standing over Luke's bed when he was just a little boy and he was maybe a few months old. He had a cold, and the doctor had said, we'll make sure his airways don't get obstructed. And it was just a passing reference. Well, every 35 minutes, I was in there with a flashlight. Is he still breathing? Has he turned blue? The amount of love and anxiety that drove me to harass him all night long. He would hear me coming and be like, "No, Mom, go away." It's that kind of love that we are capable of possessing. But maybe we should also try to do our best in sharing it in a way that others can receive it. So go easy on one another. Be gentle with each other. Hover and be hovered over, knowing that it is out of love. And that in all of that, it is your God who hovers over you. Today, tomorrow, last night, last year, those incredibly hard, painful moments that you felt isolated and alone, God was there. And for the many moments yet to come in our lives where grief and pain will oversail us, God will be there, hovering and fretting and checking on us and holding us up, even when we can't see it, even when we don't notice it, because we're too wrapped up in our own moments. Like a little child, too wrapped up in our own blankets to know how much the parent stands over the bed, watching, protecting, and keeping safe. Take comfort that whatever your day brings, whatever your week has brought, God is with you. God has been with you. God will be with you. And you may take that God-given power to hover out of love over those around you, because you have first been hovered over. Would you pray with me? I lift my eyes to the ceiling. From where will my sleep come? God of heaven and earth, watch over me and all those I love. Release me from the grip of anxiety and give me rest. Amen. Release your grip on anxiety. Find a little rest between now and 10 o'clock and come right back here to join us for worship at 10. We will sing and praise and rejoice together, but we'll also hold each other in prayer for those pieces of our lives that are painful and hard. So don't miss it. Go potty, come back, and we'll see you right here at 10 o'clock. Bye, guys.